at us.
Oh.
So Alec Baldwin to be charged with manslaughter in set shooting. Actor Alec Baldwin and a weapons specialist will be charged with involuntary manslaughter in the fatal shooting of a cinematographer on a New Mexico movie set. Prosecutors announced Thursday, citing a criminal disregard for safety. Santa Fe District Attorney Mark, weird last name, issued a statement announcing the charges against Baldwin and Hannah Gutierrez Reed, who supervised weapons on the set of the Western Rust. Helena Hutchins died shortly after being wounded during rehearsals at a ranch on the outskirts of Santa Fe on October 21st, 2021. Baldwin was pointing a pistol at Hutchins when the gun went off, killing her and wounding the director, Joel Souza. Dang, he hit them both? Damn. Assistant director David Halls, who handed Baldwin the gun, has signed an agreement to plead guilty to negligent use of a deadly weapon, the district attorney's office said. The decision to charge Baldwin marked a stunning fall for an A-list actor whose 40-year career included the early blockbuster The Hunt for Red October and a starring role in the sitcom 30 Rock. My mom used to love 30 Rock. As well as iconic appearances in Martin Scorsese's The Departed. And The Departed was great. The Departed was great. And a film adaptation of Jared Mamet's Glengarry Glen Ross. Never saw it. In recent years, he was known for his impression of former President Donald Trump on Saturday Night Live, who will be on the Really Good podcast sooner or later. Yes. Just kidding. I added that part in. What do you guys think about this, bro? Is this right? Do you really feel like he should be charged for manslaughter?
Yes.
Wow.
But I also have questions.
Oh, shut the hell up.
I have questions.
What do you think? No, I'm just... That's my new joke. I just say shut the hell up. I say like I have Tourette's.
He obviously killed someone, but he came out saying he never pulled the trigger. He came out saying he never pointed the gun. He would never point a gun at someone. And it's like, you obviously pulled the trigger and you obviously pointed at someone. You killed someone, right? And he's like, I think there is blame for the weapons specialist because they're the ones who are responsible for prepping the gun and all that. But why are you using a real gun on set? And I get it, like you use dummy bullets and stuff, but now the weapons specialist is blaming the manufacturer for sending them real bullets. So it's like there's a lot of fingers being pointed everywhere, but there's a lot of...
why the F are you trying to blame it on the big man Alec Baldwin?
Yeah,
I get that what he's saying is stupid, but that doesn't mean that it's his fault. And also, it is a little stupid him saying that he didn't pull the trigger though. Like,
that pisses me off.
But he's a left nut. He's on the left.
He is left.
He's super left, and he's super anti-gun, super anti-gun gun knowledge. So he really thinks that it's plausible to say, "Yo, I didn't pull the trigger; it just went off." Buddy boy, that doesn't happen. Like that's not how that guns work.
It's super insensitive too. Like you just killed someone. How does a family feel knowing that you're just out here saying, I didn't pull the trigger? Like, you obviously did.
But can you really blame him for the gun being loaded? Because if you're an actor on the set, you're not even required to know anything about guns. They hand you a gun, and it's loaded? Like, I think
it goes to the specialist.
Yeah, right. I'd never expect an actor to be like, oh, you hand me the gun? Okay, bet. Let me take out the mag. He's probably like, so how do I work this? I press this button, go like that, bang, shoot. Like, I'm just saying, like, I can't put it on him. Because you're just not supposed to have no loaded guns. But so they're saying that the manufacturers sent them. No, because here's another thing I heard though. I heard that they were shooting those guns. The people on the staff were shooting those guns earlier in that day, and like it was on them to make sure that there weren't like actual bullets in there. Yeah. But I guess they had been shooting them earlier, so they had to have known they're the real bullets. But I guess they're trying to say that a package of blanks was swapped out or something like that. Like,
this is a horrible prank. Let's say like after one day of shooting, you're like fucking around with the homies, drinking beers, shooting the beer cans and shit, and then you forget that there's real bullets in there. Then the next day you go into work and then they're still using them. Because I read a comment somewhere and this guy was like, "Oh, I heard from word of mouth," because he's like in the industry or whatever, that the whole set was just run off of negligence. Like, it was just bad from jump. Like nothing was the way it was supposed to be. It should have been canceled a long time ago. Like everything was late, 2-hour drives here, 24-hour just delays. Like it was just bad all around. And Alec Baldwin was the producer of that movie.
Oh, he's a producer. Wow.
Which honestly just means he threw more money at the project, and so that when the project is done and money is distributed, he gets more higher of a cut. So there is more blame there because it's like, bro, there's just too much going on.
He pulled a Logan Paul.
Oh,
it makes sense. No, I'm just playing.
No, I mean, I can't really blame Alec Baldwin though.
Yeah, I don't think Alec Baldwin should get jail time at all. I really don't think so. I understand that he pulled the trigger.
And they say he's facing 18 months in prison?
Maybe probation. Give him probation. It's totally understandable.
Yeah, the prosecution might try to be bunghos about it. And
but who's to say maybe he knew it was loaded? Who knows?
But why would he purposely kill his cinematographer and go
and get it on video? You know what I mean?
I'm also confused. How did he hit 2 people with one shot?
Probably went through.
There's no
They say
way.
the set was being run pretty fast and loose, and he knew, or he should have known, that there had been misfires and there were safety concerns, that multiple people had brought them up. Carmack at Willis told the Associated Press in an interview. The fact that Baldwin was the actor that held the gun, that pointed the gun, and that pulled the trigger also contributed to, I guess, to their decision to prosecute him. Yeah, this is...
Okay, so with your logic, like, you guys don't want to blame Alec Baldwin, right? So who should be blamed? The person who handed him the gun, or the manufacturer who somehow, I guess, sent bullets?
I'd say the person who handed him the gun.
Yeah, there's somebody's hired to do that. Like, that's their job on Hollywood sets.
But apparently, like, the dummy bullets were mixed in with real bullets.
Right.
I don't know why,
but it doesn't matter if that's the case, because as an armor specialist, and that's my job, I need to make sure that I'm handing you a clear gun if we're going to use real guns on set.
Well, here's a little more details. They said, as the film's armorer, Gutierrez Reed had the authority to bring rehearsals to a halt if safety standards were not being met. They say she loaded the gun and absolutely should have noticed the difference between a live and a dummy round, Carmack Altwee said. An attorney for Gutierrez said the charges were the result of a very flawed investigation and are inaccurate in understanding the full facts. We intend to bring the full truth to light and believe Hannah will be exonerated of wrongdoing by a jury. Okay, let's see if they mention... Yeah, I mean, so I guess she should have seen it, but they're saying there's other stuff that's going to come out. I just don't feel like I would put that much blame on the actor. Because there's people that are there for that. The actor isn't supposed to know anything about guns. Like, it's just not required for them.
And it's like, you're producing the movie...
And how the hell is he going to check if there's blanks in it, though?
Yeah.
How the hell is Alec Baldwin going to know if there's blanks?
If he doesn't...
Sorry to interrupt you, but really, I just realized, like, what's he going to do? Open it up, bullets. Okay, like, he's going to know, like, oh, yeah, these aren't the real tips. These are the blank tips.
What do blank bullets even look
I don't
like?
even know, bro.
I know they don't look like real bullets. I know they don't look like real bullets.
They're clear.
I think they're clear. They could be tinted a little bit. I've seen one before.
You see, you should have been on set directly.
So how does the armorer make that mistake, though? That's what I'm saying. Like, that's really where the blame is. If you're hired to be the like weapon specialist,
green tips. These ones look like green on the end of them.
Yeah, it's colored, right?
Like, honestly, they look kind of similar to like hollows, to be honest.
Like, she just looked at the back of the bullet and was like, "Oh, it looks like it's."
I mean, bullets.
I think she's just a freaking bozo.
I think from the facts presented so far,
like these just
you can't really blame him. The only thing you could blame him for is like
being a cocksucker about it afterwards.
Yeah.
He just sounded like a moron.
How are you saying you didn't pull the trigger? That bothers me a lot. It's super insensitive and it's wrong.
Because he's trying to keep that front of him hating guns.
Yeah, he's a bozo, bro.
Yeah, so he cares more about his image than the person he just killed.
Why
that's Hollywood.
But that's why him being a bozo doesn't change my stance on like legally, like if I think that he was at fault in as far as shooting her. But his stance afterward, yeah, it just makes me feel like he's a moron.
Yeah, very airy, very stupid. It's just, Doug, you do have to be, I understand that you're trying to cover for your image, but you got to think about
act a little
people
sadder.
Who just lost.
But wait, this quote right here is crazy. The district attorney said Baldwin was handed a loaded gun. Whether it's loaded with dummies or live ammunition, it is on him. It's like, if the district attorney is saying that shit, bro, I don't know if you have a good case. Like,
what do you mean?
Because, like, I feel like that's kind of swayed or biased, right? Like, are we not supposed to look at the facts first and then say what's going on? Or?
Bro, the district attorney is supposed to put him in jail. So, of course, she's going to be saying, this motherfucker is guilty, and here's why, and here's what I think. Oh man, what was I gonna say though? Bro, you could set up Tom Cruise so easily, dog. Like, that's so unfair. Imagine Tom Cruise is on Mission Impossible. You like bet, so shoot all the blanks at him, right? And then you just put 2 actual live rounds in it. Like, maybe the first 3 are blanks, then you put 2 in them, and it's like, well, why didn't Tom inspect the magazine? Well, so maybe he saw some green on top, but why didn't he look for the rest of the brass? Like, it's just kind of silly,
bro.
His job. No actor has ever been like, had no rappers ever checked the mag and double checked to make sure that they're actual live rounds. It just doesn't make any sense.
Why are they using real guns to begin with?
Well, they use real guns. They just use blanks. Yeah. But they had they shouldn't even have live rounds on set, really. But
that doesn't make any sense.
But they're shooting out cans and stuff. Because like, in movies, they use real guns. They just use blanks. So all that shooting is just, it's like a cap gun.
Like
but
John Wick was all real.
And if they're going to shoot cans and stuff like that, it's like, there's sound effects for that. I don't know.
No, they were just doing it for fun. They were just playing around. Because they're on a ranch.
Yeah. It was like a really old revolver. I saw a video about the revolver where you have to click it back twice. It has like a 1 click for safety and then another click.
He caught a body with a revolver.
So he was like,
he's a sheriff.
Just like the sheriffs, right?
He's a sheriff in Texas, bro.
Knowing what you know about guns, would you feel comfortable with someone pointing a gun at you, even if you knew there were dummy bullets in it?
Not after this,
bro.
On a set, for a movie. On a set for a movie, yes.
What I'm gonna do?
You never know. Like,
I'm starring in an action movie, and I'm like, hey, to be honest, bro, don't point that gun at me. Just shoot. Like
you got someone else, bro. I don't want to be on the receiving end.
I would hope that they do a test or something like that. But honestly, like,
how do you test it? Like you guys were saying, like if a bullet gets mixed in, a real bullet.
But it seemed like he took one shot and all the rounds were probably live. I feel like it wasn't just because imagine how unlucky she'd have to get if in the revolver all 6 shots, just one of them was. That's like the worst game of Russian roulette ever. Like I think he just had all real bullets in there. But it kind of makes sense why she didn't know that they weren't hollows. Or sorry, that they weren't live rounds, because when you have a revolver, you're only able to see the back of the bullets. It's not like if you're in a regular magazine and you could see the tip, you're only seeing the back of it. Now that makes a lot more sense.
And who loaded it?
Shut the hell up.
She probably did.
It's so funny every time, bro.
But here
only I laugh.
This is what happens when you put a female in charge of a man's
there you go.
thing. Guns, men, masculinity. Female shouldn't be in charge.
Bro, Alpha JC, man.
Yeah, bro. I saw people try to blame Alec Baldwin though for his gun practices. Like, oh, you should know that if you're aiming a gun at somebody, don't pull the trigger if you're aiming a gun at somebody or
yeah. So was it not
like
part
that.
of a? It wasn't part of a scene?
It was a part of the scene. So I'm like, how can you be mad at Alec Baldwin and his gun safety if we're shooting a movie where I'm supposed to shoot the person in front of me?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I want to know more details. Like, was this during a scene? Because I'll give him a little bit of negligence if they were just standing there and he's just like, what up, dog? Boom. But also, who does that, though, honestly? Because, like, that's still going to make a pretty loud pop.
Oh, actually, you know what? Okay, actually, wait. If he shot the cinematographer and the director, she couldn't have been a sit-in for the scene, right? Because you would have other actors for that, right? So if you hit the cinematographer and the director, you must be aiming at where the cameras are at. So
I get, but it depends on the angle, though, you know, because like her back could have been to where the camera's at and all that, and he shoots like that, it goes through, and then the because it could have gone through, hit the camera, ricochet, gets a little bit of director. No, because I'm saying, like, how do you get slightly injured? I know he didn't get through her head and then hits the director. Otherwise, it would have said director got shot. So probably he shot through her, shot some equipment, and then like pieces like fragmented and got the director. Because you don't just say, "Oh, I got injured."
Because I'm just thinking, okay, if we're on a movie set, right? Let's say we have a square and we cut it in half. Half of this side is the set, half of this side is the cameras and everybody behind here. The cinematographer and the director wouldn't be in the middle of where they're walking around at during a scene or anything like that. I don't think the cinematographer is sitting in as an actor or as an actress, whoever.
Like
so
in the seat.
How he must have.
You're saying he shot the cinematographer? He shot
that's what he shot. He shot the cinematographer and hit the director. So he must have been just bullshitting, facing the other way, and then shot her and then shot the director, because those are two people who should be behind the camera at all times.
That makes sense.
Yo,
instead of the actor or actress that's sitting in the chair,
lock his ass up.
You feel me? Because there's just so much negligence. No,
yeah, to be honest, no, you're so right, bro. Because that's not even part of a scene.
Yeah.
So you don't accidentally just shoot someone else.
There you go.
So he was donkey dicking.
He had to be donkey dicking.
There you go.
And then lie about it.
Okay, but still, bro, if you're given the gun,
yeah.
The thing is, you never would have handed the actor a loaded gun. Right. That's the thing. Like there would have never been a time where he would have had a loaded gun on him. So that's just not even in the equation. If you're him, like that, you're shooting anyone. So it's like you can learn for like, yeah, you're not supposed to like play with guns like that, but the gun was never supposed to be loaded. But he doesn't know anything about guns because he doesn't believe in them. He hates them. Thinks people shouldn't be educated on them. Yet he hires guys with guns to defend him. Took that from Adam 22. He brought that up.
What if this was a stunt, just to shine a light on how guns are not safe?
Dude, honestly, is he that woke that he's like trying to prove a point? Like, see, look what this thing just did to me. Now I'm about to go do 18 months. They apparently they're gonna push for more. So like, what, 5 years?
5 years. I hope he gets
lock his ass up.
You just don't like the fact that he lied about it. You
just don't like his stance.
He's like mad insensitive, bro. Like I have a little bit of a heart, you know.
Just not toward women.
Yeah,
I'm surprised. You know, the cinematographer was a woman, right?
Yeah, why aren't you in support of? Is that what you're supporting?
Yeah, it's terrible. Terrible, bro.